Wade back here with you, High Noon Leatherworks, for another leather adventure. And today I'm going to share with you what I'm doing on this guitar strap. I've got a custom-made two-piece guitar strap, and I'll show it to you a little closer when I get you pulled in here. But I'm doing a little bit different type of stitching on it, and I'm using a stitching awl for this project. So come on in and let's get started. Alright, on this project I've got a custom guitar strap here that I've been working on, and I needed to, it's a two-piece, so the name and everything, all the painting has been done on a separate piece of black leather. This leather is very, very soft. I'm not really sure what type of material that is or leather that is, but it's super suede and soft on the back side, and then it's got a pattern on the top side of it. So and it's kind of stretchy almost. So I didn't want to try to put the name directly onto here because I just didn't think it would work. So I took a piece of, it's probably 5 ounce right in there, black leather, and went ahead and did all of my stamping and everything and my painting on that, got it completely finished, and now I'm stitching it to the softer piece. And because this is so soft and it is fairly thick, it's probably 3/16 of an inch thick, this softer piece, I couldn't punch it. I could punch through my stitching, I could punch my stitching holes through my regular 5 ounce, 6 ounce leather, but in this, if you punch the holes in it, they just close right back up and you couldn't see them. So I was kind of struggling a little bit on how I wanted to sew this. So I decided to go ahead and sew it with my stitching awl, and I've got some waxed black thread on my bobbin here, and I've already stitched the top and down this side, and I'm coming around the corner on the bottom right now. And what I've done, since I don't have any holes to guide me in this, you can't see them, what I've done is I've put a piece of probably 10 ounce, a little heavier, thicker leather underneath it all, so that I can go to my next hole, and I've got my thread. When I started, I pulled out enough thread on the back side to go all the way around the stitching area. So that's the complete area, and I even pulled out just a little bit extra, probably about 3 inches extra. So what I'm doing is I'm going into the next consecutive hole in the top piece, and I'm pushing down through that until I feel it. You can actually feel it slide through this thinner material into this thicker material on the bottom. Then if I lift it up, I can actually press that through, and my needle comes out the bottom side. Then if I pull back a little bit, I don't want to pull all the way through, but if I pull back a little bit, then I get this loop. And that's my thread and my needle. Then I'll take the long piece that I pulled out when I first started, that is the complete length of my stitching area, put that through the loop, pull that through till it's just snug. Then I can pull my awl out from the other side, hold on to my bobbin so my thread doesn't move, and I can pull this piece of string and my awl and snug that down. So I just keep repeating that. I'll go to the next hole, push that through. You can see the needle come through that bottom piece. I'll pull back just a little bit. That creates my loop on my needle. Take the other end of the thread. And I'm sorry if this auto-focusing is going crazy on this camera, but I got it zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing here. Pull that thread through till it's just snug. Hold on to my bobbin on my awl and pull it back through to the top and tug on the awl and the bottom string. That locks in my stitch. So you just keep continuing those same steps, and every time you can see that needle puncture through that, and that's a pretty thick, between the two pieces, that's fairly thick. Run that thread through that loop, flip it over, and I could do this on a stitching pony also. The only problem with that is if I did that, then I wouldn't have as much leverage or pressure that I could put on this piece as I was pushing through there. You can see I put my other hand on top of my awl, steady it with my left hand, push it through with my right hand, then I can flip that up and push it through the back. So once you get going, you get fairly efficient at it. At first, depending on how much you're stitching and how long your thread is, it may be a little slower at first because your thread's so long. But as you get going and your thread starts shortening up, then it starts going pretty quick. And you can't even hardly see the stitching in the back. It just blends in and pulls down into that softer material. So you just keep continuing the same process, and again you can feel that when it hits that harder leather, and I just stop pushing. When I feel it hit that, I just stop pushing, then lift it up, push it the rest of the way through, pull back about 3/8 of an inch so I can get my loop in there. And when you see that loop, put your thread through from the bottom, hold on to your spool, thread spool or bobbin, and then you can snug that down by pulling on the bottom and the top. And you just keep continuing that, and you're going to stitch your complete stitch all the way around until you end back where you started, just like any stitching, whether it was a saddle stitch or a machine stitch. And it makes a nice, tight, secure stitch. When you get to the end, which would be matching up with the beginning, then you can go ahead and tie off the end of your string from the back side and then go ahead and hit it with a little lighter or something and smash it down. You won't even see it. Be careful not to burn your string that you've already used on your stitching itself. You just want to burn the string that you tied off just so that you can't see it sticking out, and that'd be on the back. So as you can see, I'll go ahead and show you what the stitching looks like. Right here, this side is complete. And it just makes for a really nice tight stitch all the way around, and that will never come off of there. So that's how I'm getting around this project, because of the two different types of materials and the two thicknesses of material. And for me, it just seemed like it was the easiest way to do this project. So that's how I'm stitching this project, and it's different because I've never done two totally different types of material that were like this one being stretchy, having a stretch to it a little bit, and this being the solid leather. Um, but this seems to work very, very well. So that's how I'm doing this one. As you've seen, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I've normally either used the saddle stitch method and my machine. So just a little bit different technique, and it's just because of the type of material that it is. So thanks for watching, and like I always say, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.